Everyone transmigrated into a highway survival game. A suitcase appeared out of thin air in front of everyone. Open it, and you can choose any vehicle model. While everyone was scrambling to pick various supercars, you turned around and chose a Wuling. Everyone else called you an idiot. Instead, the corners of your mouth curled up. Those people simply don't understand that in a highway survival game, low fuel consumption and high ground clearance are the real hard power. At this moment, a giant virtual screen floated in front of your eyes. The rules of wasteland survival. Simply put, there are no rules. The only requirement is to survive by gathering resources. You glanced at it, then stepped on the gas and drove off. After driving for tens of miles, you glanced at the gas gauge. The needle barely moved an inch. Truly a legendary car. You patted the steering wheel. A fuel consumption of 1.5 liters per 100 kilometers is no joke. Just then, a wooden box appeared on the road ahead. You stopped the car, walked over, and sized it up. This should be a resource box. You pulled a large wooden hammer from the trunk, swung it, and smashed it twice. The wooden box didn't budge at all. A prompt showing 25 appeared on the box. You gritted your teeth and smashed it hard again. The prompt changed to 3. A crack finally appeared on the box. Right at that moment, a cold voice suddenly echoed deep in your mind. Congratulations, host. Bound to the infinite amplification system. Every item can be amplified once. You froze for half a second, then burst into loud laughter. What? This overwhelming wealth has finally come my way. Detected that the wooden hammer can be amplified. Amplify, amplify, amplify. Hammer became bronze hammer. To break a bronze resource box, then using a bronze hammer to smash a wooden resource box. Wouldn't that be a piece of cake? You lifted the bronze hammer and smashed it hard. The wooden resource box let out a muffled burst. Splinters flew everywhere. You looked down. There was only a small bottle of murky river water on the ground, labeled 100 milliliters. You picked up the bottle, held it up to the light, and shook it, your eyebrows furrowing into a knot. You're kidding me, right? Is this water drinkable? But you had no time to overthink. Just stepping out of the car once. Overhead, the blazing sun had already baked you dizzy. Your throat was so dry, it was smoking. You quickly ducked back into the car. If you didn't drink water soon, you'd die of dehydration. You were just about to bite the bullet and take a sip when the system notification sounded again. Detected 100 milliliters of murky river water can be amplified. Amplify, amplify, amplify. Success. 100 milliliters murky river water into 10 liters mineral water. As soon as the voice faded, a large barrel of crystal clear mineral water appeared out of thin air in front of you, just as expected, and tilted your head back to chug a few big mouthfuls. In such a hot environment, with this barrel of water, you wouldn't die of thirst for at least a few days. You put down the water barrel and turned your gaze to your Wuling home. You tested a thought in your mind. As expected, the car couldn't. Amplification must be disabled for it, just like the resource boxes. You started the car and kept moving, and casually opened the chat square to see how the other players were doing. As a result, you found out you were actually the first person to find a resource box. Wails of "so thirsty" filled the square. Is there any water to drink? Whoever gives me a sip of water, I'll transfer 200 million to them once I get out. Whoever gives me water, I'll marry them when I get out. Does anyone have gas? I can give you my ID number. Just give me a little gas. I can teach you to sing, dance, and rap, and play basketball. You shook your head. In this game, money and women are both worldly possessions. Only resources are the truth. Just then, a message caught your attention. I got a liter of low-grade gasoline, but my Pagani Titan is a top-tier super. I can't use low-grade gas at all. Your eyes lit up. You immediately clicked on his profile and sent a private message. If you can't use it, how about I trade you a liter of mineral water for it? The other party didn't hesitate at all. Player Luan Chang initiated a trade. Accepted. A liter of low-grade gas appeared in the car. Detected 1 liter of low-grade gas can be amplified. Amplify, amplify. Success. Liter of low-grade gas into 50 liters of refined gasoline. You gasped. Not only did the quality upgrade from low-grade to refined, the quantity also multiplied by 50 times. Refined gas has higher concentration and lasts longer, and your legendary Wuling already has low fuel consumption. This fuel will keep you running for a very long time. You were in a great mood and turned on the AC right away. The cold air blew out. You leaned back comfortably into the seat under the scorching sun outside. While others were still worrying over a sip of water, you were already enjoying the AC. You kept driving forward. Although the legendary Wuling was practical due to its price limit, it didn't have protective features like airbags, so you didn't dare speed. You kept the speed around 70 miles per hour at all times. Another wooden resource box appeared not far ahead. You stopped the car steadily and didn't rush to get out. Instead, you checked your surroundings first, as usual. In this survival game, everything was unknown, and you only had one life. After confirming there was nothing unusual around, you grabbed the bronze hammer and quickly got out. To be honest, this feeling of opening a blind box was way more thrilling than unboxing packages. You stepped up and brought the hammer down. The sturdy wooden resource box shattered forcefully. A dark shadow suddenly darted out. You looked closely. A massive black rat was lunging straight at you. You instinctively ducked and dodged. The big black rat missed and landed 2 meters away. It turned around, baring its teeth. Before it could launch a second attack, you snatched the scattered supplies from the box and bolted for the car, yanked the door open, dove inside, and slammed it shut with a bang. Thump. With lingering fear, you looked in the rearview mirror at that giant black rat. What kind of rat grows this big? Was it raised on Sanlu milk powder? Without a handy weapon, you couldn't possibly take this kind of thing hit if you got hurt and infected. Short on medicine and doctors here, only a dead end would await you. You quickly started the engine and floored the gas pedal. The big black rat chased relentlessly behind, but was eventually left in the dust. You finally breathed a sigh of relief and looked down at the supplies you grabbed in a panic. A moldy flip and a blueprint, weapon blueprint, normal skirmisher knife, required materials, refined iron X8, copper nickel X1. Detected weapon blueprint can be amplified. Amplify, amplify, amplify. Success. Normal skirmisher knife blueprint into T1 cold wind. Multi-purpose military knife blueprint, refined steel X3, copper nickel X1, prompt tier 1 melee weapon, representing relatively advanced international design. Looking at the material requirements, you felt both excited and headache. The blueprint is wicked, but the required materials were too daunting. 10 ores refined into iron, 20 refined into refined iron, 50 refined into steel. Getting these materials early in the game would be quite difficult. You looked at that moldy flatbread again. It being moldy was one thing. The key was, it had been near that big black rat. If it weren't for the amplification system, you would have thrown it away. Amplification success. A huge pile of golden, crispy naan bread. Instantly piled up inside the car, the aroma filled the air. You hadn't eaten anything since arriving here. You grabbed 2 and stuffed them into your mouth. After scarfing them down and getting full, you briefly calculated your current supplies and immediately made a decision to open the trade square. Player Lin Yi posted a bounty targets, refined iron, refined steel, copper nickel, and various metal resources. Every single metal resource can be exchanged for 100 milliliters of mineral water or 1 naan bread. Bounty pool, 3 liters of mineral water, 20 naan breads. Private messages started flooding in. Boss Lin Yi, I have a small leather whip here. Can I trade it for Brother, I'm still a virgin. Very good quality. Give me 100 milliliters of mineral water and 1 naan bread, and I'm yours tonight. You swiped past these messages. You weren't in the original world anymore. You had absolutely no interest in these. Right now, all you needed was resources. After a while, the bounty claim area finally yielded results. 1 piece of normal iron, you took it out and directly amplified it. Amplification success. 1 step closer to forging the weapon. You were brimming with confidence, but you also knew you couldn't just sit and wait, so you drove on, humming a tune. After driving for a while, you found another wooden resource box. You got out and walked over cautiously, smashed the box open with 1 hammer strike, and immediately jumped back. There were no monsters, only a 100 milliliters bottle of normal water. Still water resources, not bad. Amplification success, 100 milliliters normal water. Your eyes lit up in heat stroke and dehydration conditions. Salt water is the best recovery method. A lack of salt not only makes one weak and prone to illness and completely drained of energy, but can even cause shock in severe cases. You took a big gulp of the saline soda water and instantly felt refreshed. You got back in the car and kept moving. Seeing the sun sinking in the west, you decided to find a safe place to park for the night. Driving all day meant you really needed some rest. You parked the car properly, opened the trade square, and checked the bounties. Resulting harvest, normal iron X6, normal steel X1. Sure enough, more and more people were starting to find metal resources. You immediately took them out. Amplify, amplify. Successfully obtained refined iron X26, refined steel X4, refined steel. You actually had 1 extra piece. An unexpected pleasant surprise. Now, to forge the T1 cold wind multi-purpose military knife, you were only short 1 piece of You looked at the pitch black wilderness around you, checked the car locks again. After confirming it was safe, you closed your eyes and prepared to sleep. At dawn the next day, you opened the trade square. There were no copper nickel resources like you wanted. You opened the chat square. Today's atmosphere was exceptionally gloomy. Last night, several active players whose names you could still recall had all gone completely silent. They must be dead, right? You muttered under your breath. Probably happened when they went out searching for supplies at night. After a night of cruel elimination, many players finally accepted reality. They chimed in one after another. You can only survive with resources in hand. A new day begins with gathering resources. Let's go. I definitely need to get some metal resources today. Seeing so many people willingly working for you, you couldn't help but sigh. Is this what it feels like to be a capitalist? Meanwhile, an enchanting voice rang out in another car. That was the famous internet streamer, Liu Mangan. As expected of my top donate, he's truly my Mr. Right. He actually found, she said sweetly to the screen. Then, her tone shifted. A flash of shrewdness passed through her eyes. I definitely need to use this copper nickel to extort Lin Yi for a massive payout. She whined in a private chat, yeah, that guy is living so comfortably right now. How about this? We split the traded resources equally. How about it? It's so good to have met you. I'll be your girlfriend. The guy on the other end felt his heart itch and handed over the Cupernickel without a second thought. However, the moment the Cupernickel was in her hands, Liu Mengyao immediately blocked him. She looked at the Cupernickel in her hands and let out a lazy laugh. Men are really more gullible than the next. A resource as rare as I got it with just a few random words. Then, she publicly posted a message in the chat square. Lin Yi, I have the Cupernickel you want. If you want it, obediently. Take out 5 liters of mineral water and 3 days of food. Otherwise, don't ever think about getting it. This blatant extortion made the chat square instantly quiet down. Everyone was waiting for your response. You stared at this message and pondered for a moment. What an exorbitant demand. But without Cupernickel, the weapon couldn't be forged. Just as you were about to bite the bullet and increase the bounty, a private message suddenly popped up. Sender Lu, do you urgently need the rare metal Yes. You replied simply. The next second, a trade request appeared before you. You were stunned. The other party didn't propose any exchange conditions. In other words, Lu Wanqing wanted to give you this Cupernickel for free. Your heart warmed. This guy was actually pretty reliable. You didn't hesitate and placed 5 liters of refined gasoline in the trade slot, 1 liter of mineral water, and 5 nan breads. Then you clicked confirm. You sent Lu Wanqing a private message. I can't take your stuff for free. Take these supplies. This is too much, brother. I can't accept it. Just take it. Lu Wanqing thought about his and his sister's situation and ultimately didn't decline anymore. Then thank you, brother. Lin Ye, I really don't know how to repay you. If you ever need any rare resources in the future, look for me first. I'll definitely keep an eye out for you. The materials were all gathered. You canceled the bounty task. After getting the you tested it out. As expected, it couldn't be amplified. Prompt can only amplify. Items obtained from resource boxes. Then where did this piece of Cupernickel come from? You pondered for a moment. Forget it. Let's forge the weapon first. Originally, you had wanted to wait until the weapon was forged to amplify it again. It seemed that wouldn't work. You opened the T1 Cold Wind military knife blueprint and deposited all the materials. Congratulations, player Lin Yi, for forging the Tier 1 Cold Wind military knife. Make a server-wide announcement. You paused, then immediately chose not to announce it. Are you kidding? Only an idiot would expose their trump card in the early game. As a voice faded, a military knife appeared out of thin air in your hand. It felt ice cold to the touch, like dark iron. You lifted the knife and took a look. The blade was so sharp, it seemed like it could even cut a gaze. Try it out. No. These are all important supplies. Can't ruin them, so you got out and looked around. Finally, your gaze landed on the ground. Gripping the knife with one hand, you stabbed it into the highway, piercing the surface and pulling it out in one smooth motion. The road surface was easily pierced like old tofu. It made you doubt for a moment whether you were really stabbing an asphalt road. With this knife, you felt full of security. You sheathed the knife in satisfaction, got back in the car and opened the chat square, and found it was already blowing up. Boss Lin Yi, why cancel the bounty? Yeah, I just found a piece of iron ore, but I need water right now. Please, restore the bounty. If given the chance, I'll definitely have Boss Lin Yi's babies. Woman upstairs, step aside. A man of great taste like Boss Lin Yi definitely prefers girls from scholarly families like us. Scholarly families. Boss Lin Yi, I'm a dance major. If you know, you know. The corners of your mouth curled up. The feeling of being sought after by so many people really wasn't bad. But you put the bounty back up, not because you enjoyed the bootlicking. You knew that as time went on, other players would also obtain blueprints. By then, the price of metal resources would skyrocket. You had to harvest a wave right now while you could. You took out another 3 liters of water and 50 non-breads. As the bounty, the reward rules remained the same. Every piece of metal redeemed for 100 milliliters of mineral water or 1 nan bread. Then you continued driving on the road. Ding. Trade received. Refined iron X1. Ding. Trade received. Rare metal Cupernickel X1. Ding. Trade received. Normal steel X1. Resources were continuously rolling in. Just then, you caught a glimpse from the corner of your eye. Behind a pile of weeds by the roadside, a bronze-colored box was faintly visible. A bronze resource box. You took out the bronze hammer, cautiously got out of the car, walked over to the resource box, took a deep breath, and started smashing it hard. 1 hit, 2 hits, 10 hits. The moment the box shattered, you gripped your military knife tightly and fiercely jumped back. You scanned your surroundings vigilantly. There was no danger. 2 items were scattered on the ground, a medical first aid kit and a fingernail-sized armor fragment. You bent down to pick up the supplies just as you were about to turn and get in the car. A heavy rustling suddenly came from the wild grass behind you. Even the ground under your feet was trembling. Your pupils shrank. The thing behind you was definitely not small. Without even looking back, you bolted. The sound of the wind, carrying the roar of a beast, poured into your ears. You glanced out of the corner of your eye. A giant wild boar, with outward curving tusks, was charging straight at you. God damn it. Where did a sawtooth wild boar come from? You knew that although the wooling was it absolutely couldn't withstand a charged ram from this beast. It was too late to get back to the car. You saw a pile of rocks ahead and made a split-second decision to sprint towards it. You scrambled up the small hill in a few quick steps. The wild boar charged to the bottom of the slope, raised its head, and roared at you. You grabbed a rock by your feet and hurled it down hard. The wild boar was thoroughly enraged. It roared and charged upward, but its body was too heavy. The round, loose rocks under its feet were crushed and scattered apart. Its 4 hooves sank deeper and deeper. The entire boar got stuck in the rock pile, unable to move. It could only roar in anger. It stuck. A glint flashed in your eyes. There was only one chance. You drew the cold-wind military knife and leaped down. A split second. The blade flashed like a streak of white silk. The wild boar didn't even have time to let out a scream before you cleanly carved it up. You exerted the strength of 9 bulls and 2 tigers to move all this pork into the car. You couldn't stay here long. You had already been stopped for too long. You immediately started the engine and continued forward. After driving for another stretch, you smashed open a wooden resource box and got 200 milliliters of mineral water. Space inside the car is limited. You hold off on enhancing it for now. Just leave it be. You pick up today's major loot, the medical first aid kit. Enhancement successful. Medical first aid kit. Military first aid kit. The quality of military gear is no joke. You smile slightly and stow the first aid kit away safely. Then you look at that small piece of armor, reactive armor, fragment detected, enhanced. You gasp. What, this is only equipped on main battle tanks. Reactive armor, I hit the jackpot. Enhance, success. Reactive armor, fragment, tier 3 composite. Blast resistant decking by 80. Congratulations, player Lin Yi. You obtained tier 3 composite blast resistant decking. Announced to the whole region. Don't announce. Regional announcement. Congratulations to player number 123,271 for successfully crafting tier 3. Vehicle equipment 1,720. Vehicle equipment function unlocked. You're completely stunned. Didn't I say not to announce it? Fortunately, it only showed the ID number and didn't expose my identity. You let out a long sigh of relief. Then your attention is drawn to the new function, vehicle equipment. You open the function page and find that you can actually change vehicle components. The main vehicle frame can be replaced by the blast-resistant decking. You immediately execute the replacement. The car's appearance hasn't changed much, but the invisible blast-resistant decking has already covered the vehicle body, although it still needs 120 more pieces to fully cover the whole car. But at least for now, the driver's seat is already protected. Not to mention the tier 3 composite blast can withstand a tank shell. Blocking a few stray bullets will be a breeze. You pat the steering wheel in satisfaction. Your gaze falls on the pile of pork in the back seat, and your stomach growls right on cue. You open the trading plaza and post a new bounty. Bounty target, charcoal, turkey seasoning, BBQ grill, and other BBQ tools. Each item can be exchanged for 100 milliliters of water or 1 piece of just in case. You get out of the car again and pick up 20 to 30 pieces of wild firewood. There are plenty of trees in the wilderness. Finding firewood isn't hard. After bringing it back, you open the trading plaza to take a look. Good haul. BBQ grill X1, charcoal X3, cumin and chili powder 200 grams, and even a bottle of Jiangshou Bai Bai liquor. You laugh. They even have Jiangshou Bai Bai. Good lord. Other players, besides survival necessities, really have quite a lot of these miscellaneous things. You take out the charcoal. Enhancement successful. High quality charcoal X100. You set up the BBQ grill. Light the charcoal, slice the pork, and skewer it. The fat drips onto the glowing coals with a sizzle. The aroma fills the night air. You sprinkle the cumin and chili powder, then take a sip of the Jiangshou Bai Bai. So relaxed. On the chat plaza, a heartbreaking message comes through. I am Lu Wan. My sister didn't listen to advice. She ran out at night to scavenge for supplies and was bitten on the foot by a giant lizard hiding in the grass. The wound is infected. Does anyone have disinfectant or first aid medicine? I'm begging you, please save my sister. The chat plaza instantly falls silent. It is well known. With a mouth full of bacteria, being bitten probably means doom. Everyone is still worrying about their own food and drink. Who would have spare first aid supplies? Go try finding boss Lin Yi. Someone suggests an idea. Lu Wancheng hesitates. He's always felt bad about bothering you again. But for his sister, ding, you receive a private message. You open it and look. There's only one sentence. Please save my sister. She is only 19 years old. The trading page pops up along with it. Lu Wancheng put up the most valuable thing he had on hand. A particle space ring blueprint. You take one look and without any hesitation, directly put in the military first aid kit. Click trade. Trade complete. You open the description of the particle space ring. Particle space ring. Except for living creatures, any item can be stored in the particle space. The owner can instantly store and retrieve items with just a thought. Moreover, time stops inside the particle space. Items will never spoil or break. Your eyes widen. Holy crap, it really is a spatial storage artifact. Flipping to the materials section, required materials, particle dust. The materials section on the blueprint is actually simple. It only needs one thing, particle dust. Particle dust. What the heck is this? You study it over and over for a long time, but have no clue. But on second thought, since this material is marked on the blueprint, it must be found in the game. You open the trading plaza. Player Lin Yi posts a bounty. Bounty target, particle dust. And any rare materials that have never appeared before. Bounty reward. You continue to feast, eating up all the remaining roast pork after a full meal. You look at the leftover roast meat and salt soda next to you. Lu Wancheng's face pops into your mind. This guy is loyal. He gave you a piece of cupronickel for free. It helped you out quite a bit. Letting him live well can provide you with more resources in the future. You open the trading page and send Lu Wancheng 5 pounds of roast meat and 800 milliliters of salt soda. After Lu Wancheng receives it, his voice trembles. Is this really for me? Your sister is injured and needs to rest. Her nutrition needs to keep up too. Just take it. At this time, on a deserted road 3,000 miles away, Lu Wancheng's sister, the beauty of Lincheng Police Academy, after using the military first aid kit, the injuries on her body are mostly healed. Right now, she's leaning against the car seat, munching on roast meat with one hand, holding salt soda in the other. Finally having some life back in her, Lu Wancheng sees his sister's complexion has recovered a bit, and tentatively asks with a smile, "By the way, Wancheng, how about I introduce you to a boyfriend? He's absolutely reliable." Lu Wancheng rolls her eyes at him. "No, bro, I'm the top beauty of Do I even need your introduction?" Lu Wancheng stops smiling, lowers his voice, and earnestly warns, "Right. There are likely convicts in this game. You must hide your identity well. Absolutely do not let anyone know you're from the police academy." "Got it, bro." Lu Wancheng yawns, rubbing her temples. "I feel a bit dizzy. Does the adrenaline effect only last this long? Quickly check the car locks, and hurry up and rest." At daybreak, the Wuling Hongwang sets off again. You open the chat plaza. A message instantly catches your attention. "I was scavenging for supplies today and found a bird's nest inside a resource box. There were 2 eggs inside. I'm jealous. You have bird eggs to eat. You guys don't know? Just as I was about to chow down, I found out they were actually hatching eggs. I wouldn't dare eat this stuff." You immediately send a private message. "You still have 1 egg left, right? How about I trade you a pound of pork for it?" "A pound of pork? For real? For real?" The trading page flashes. An egg lands safely in your hands. Ordinary bird egg, detected, enhanceable. Enhancement successful. Ordinary bird egg, Blakiston's fish owl egg. So, the Blakiston's fish owl is the largest owl species in the world, reaching 67 to 77 centimeters in size when fully grown. You stare at the egg in your hand and swallow hard. "If I ate this thing in the old world, I'd probably sit in prison forever." Suddenly, a line of golden text appears on the eggshell. "Drop blood to hatch." You take the cold wind military knife and lightly slice your fingertip. 3 drops of blood fall and are instantly absorbed clean by the eggshell. Blakiston's fish owl has entered the incubation period. Estimated hatching time, 10 hours. Carefully place the egg on the passenger seat, then hit the road again to scavenge for supplies. Over the course of the morning, you found 3 resource boxes. Unfortunately, 2 were empty. Only 1 yielded a pack of sandwich cookies. Enhancement successful. Sandwich cookies, Oreo X10 packs. Luck improved quite a bit in the afternoon. A loaf of bread, 100 milliliters of regular water, and even opened a pack of fever medicine. The more medicine, the better. Better safe than sorry. You enhance all these supplies. Enhance successful, purified water by 10 liters. Military fast-acting fever medicine by 50 pills. After putting the supplies away, your gaze falls on the egg in the passenger seat. The incubation period is almost over. Fine cracks appear on the eggshell, getting more and more. With a crisp crack, a fluffy little owl breaks out of the shell, tilting its round head to look at you, its big eyes darting around. You smile, take out half a pound of pork, and place it in front of it. The little guy swallows it all down in the blink of an eye, let out a burp, curled up into and fell fast asleep. You shake your head, start the engine, and continue on the road, preparing to find a safe spot to rest. At the same time, on a deserted road not far away, 2 off-road vehicles have crashed into each other. Lu Wancheng, sitting by a tree on the side of the road, has already started to regret it. She didn't listen to her brother, running out to find supplies before her injuries were fully healed. And now, 3 bald convicts are surrounding her. A bald guy finishes ransacking the stuff in the car, walks over with a cheeky grin, dangling a piece of clothing in his hand. "Boss, guess what I found in the car? It's a uniform. Lincheng Police Department." The lead bald guy's face instantly darkens. "Lincheng Police Department. The thing I hate most in this life is the police. Killer." The 3 men close in step by step. Right at that moment, a Wuling Hongwang slowly pulls up beside them. You look through the car window and see 3 burly men surrounding a fragile woman. You frown slightly. You hide the cold wind military knife behind your back, push the car door open, and walk over. One of the bald guys greets you with a smile, but hides a dagger behind his back. "Brother, are you here to help too?" Just as you're about to ask what's going on, a white light suddenly flashes in the dimness. The dagger thrusts straight for your abdomen. You react extremely fast, instantly pulling out the cold wind military knife to parry. A single strike. The hardness of the military knife is not something an ordinary dagger can match. With a crisp The dagger in the bald guy's hand snaps right in half, their only weapon gone. The three burly men turn pale, turn around and run for their lives, even abandoning their cars. You don't chase them. In wilderness survival, losing your vehicle means death isn't far away. You turn and walk toward the off-road vehicle they abandoned and start scavenging for supplies. A weak female voice comes from behind. I haven't even stood up yet, and you're already looting. Is that really appropriate? You don't even turn your head, continuing to search 5 sausages. I want the King of Kings brand. You mutter another sentence. 500 milliliters, non-fu spring, slightly sweet. 300 milliliters of ordinary gasoline. 2.5 packs of Chunghwa cigarettes. A hemp rope. Your gaze is suddenly drawn to a small pinch of something in the corner, like crushed silver dust, shimmering brightly in the faint light. Rare material detected. Particle dust. Enhanceable. Enhance. Your eyes widen. Your hands are trembling. What? This is particle dust. Enhance. Success. Particle dust. Pure particle dust. X3030 portions of pure particle dust appear in your palm without a second word. You immediately open the particle space ring blueprint. Congratulations, player number 123,271. For crafting an outstanding grade personal equipment, particle space ring, announced to the whole region. Don't announce, and see if looking ring appears out of thin air, snugly fitting onto your finger. You look at the scattered supplies on the ground, wave your hand at them, and silently say in your mind, store. Everything disappears in an instant. Take out a brand new, unopened pack of Chunghwa appears in your hand. You throw your head back and laugh loudly. The laughter carries far away. Lu Wanqing, lying on the ground, shudders upon hearing it and almost cries. Did I just jump out of the tiger's den and into a wolf's lair? You don't notice her reaction at all. Still immersed in the joy of storage. Store it all for me in less than a few seconds. The massive amount of supplies piled up in the car are all sucked into the particle space ring. Inside the particle space, time is frozen. Food ingredients will not spoil. You think of the 300+ pounds of wild boar meat and mutter to yourself happily. From now on, the little guy and I can eat fresh meat every day. With storage problems solved, you can let loose and hoard supplies in bulk. What's needed most next are blueprints, especially firearm blueprints. You open the trading plaza. Player Lin Yi posts a bounty target, any design, blueprints, bounty reward, refined gasoline, unlimited quantity. All are welcome. Everything is negotiable. Then you enhance all the miscellaneous items you just scavenged. Enhancement successful. Refined gasoline by 30 liters. Chunghwa cigarettes by 2 cartons. Mineral water by 10 liters. Steel wire rope X1. Store them all into the ring. You light up and let out a long puff of smoke. Time to find a place to eat some roast meat. You start the engine. The Wuling Hongwang drives away from the scene, staring at the fading Lu Wanqing is completely dumbfounded. Isn't there still an empty seat up there? But you've already sped miles away. Still immersed in the joy of obtaining the particle space ring, your mind is full of never having to worry about running out of space again. Wait, you slapped the steering wheel hard. My God, how did I forget Lu Wanqing's sister? You hastily slow down, turn around, and speed all the way back. By now, Lu Wanqing's injuries have relapsed, and she has started to run a high fever. In her moment of despair, the sound of an engine comes from the distance. The Wuling Hongwang stops steadily in front of her. You step out of the car. Lu Wanqing seems to have grasped a lifeline, struggling to lift her head. Please, help me. My family is very rich. Money is meaningless here. You crouch down and look at her. I can help you, but you have to pay a price. Lu Wanqing stays silent for a few seconds, gritting her teeth. Fine, take whatever you want. Just don't leave me here alone. Hee, then I won't hold back. Lu Wanqing closes her eyes. Then she feels your hand reach past her, reaching for the large golden hammer behind her. You grab the golden hammer and weigh it in your hand. You only got a bronze hammer after system enhancement, and this woman actually has a gold hammer, 2 whole tiers higher than your own hammer. Lu Wanqing opens her eyes, realizes that what you took is the gold hammer. Her expression is a bit complicated. Seems like she is even a little disappointed. What else do you have? You ask. Water, roast meat, and a liter of refined gasoline. And what else? That hammer. And what? Lu Wanqing hesitates for a good while, finally saying it out loud. I also have a handgun blueprint. As a student of the Linqing Police Academy, she had always dreamed of owning a service pistol of her own. But as things stand now, life is more important than a gun. Deal. It's getting late. Looking at Lu Wanqing's face, flushed red from fever, you take out 2 military fast-acting fever medicine pills and hand them to her. Then you send her back to her own car. She definitely can't drive in this state. You think for a moment, take out the steel wire rope from the ring, link the 2 cars together, start the engine, and leave, towing her car along. After finding a suitable spot, you take out the wood and soon light a campfire between the 2 cars. You take out a few flatbreads and place them by the fire. Lu Wanqing smells the aroma, drags her weak body over, grabs a flatbread and wolfs it down. Aren't you eating? She asks, indistinctly, while chewing. These are specially for you. I already ate before I came. Can you fetch the water from my car? This bread is a bit dry. This meal is... You hand her 300 milliliters of purified water. After eating and drinking her fill, Lu Wanqing finally notices curled up by your feet, a fluffy little thing. In a survival game, you're actually keeping a chicken. Chicken, the corner of your mouth twitches. This is a bird of prey. I mean, what's sticking out looks just like little chicken feet. You stare at her blankly.